Alan, want to go through kind of like what criteria and how you were able to guide Ken into the right direction on here's some homes that I think are a good fit for your wants of house hacking.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit about like property profile and all the specifics, how much in rent, how do you calculate that?
None of it is super sexy. Like the numbers aren't like crazy. People are not going to make insane returns. And so I tell them that basic fundamentals of real estate is location, like where you're going to buy the property, location, and of course, what kind of asset that you're going to buy. So that's what I was trying to like teach Ken during this process. And it was really good that I like showing bad houses first, as opposed to like showing like a really good house, because when you see a bad house, it's really easy for me to point out the details that are wrong with it. Hey, the foundation is not right. Like there's a lot of work that goes involved in here. And sometimes people look at the numbers too much and they try to, make too much money up front where they don't see it as like a long-term vision, like the S&P 500 or any other like investment vehicles that are long-term kind of like beneficial. So, educating people about buying in the right space and buying the right property to make sure that they're not over leveraging themselves and getting themselves into the wrong scenario. And then from there, it really just comes down to, what's my payment and what is it going to cost me to live there? And typically speaking, if you can find an asset where the value of what you're going to pay in like the difference between the mortgage payment and the rent that you receive. So, let's say your payment is $4,000 and your rent for one unit is $2,000. If you're left paying $2,000 and like for a mortgage, if you can go out and pay that for a rent or a little bit more, I guess. And, I'll circle back to this here because I'm kind of like juggling some thoughts here. But basically, if it costs you the same amount to live in the house as it was to rent the same unit, it's usually worth it. There we go.